Okay, video here doing the ILS 31 Center Chicago. The point of the video, however, is a go-around procedure. So we're going to fly the ILS and down to close to minimums here. 109.9, 318 course, cross hold 1700 down to 863. We're going to abbreviate this as much as possible. Missed approach procedure is a climb to 1100 feet, then climbing left turn to 2100 feet on a heading of 150 and out to Piatone and hold. You can see the rest of what's involved there if you read that textual description. Our concern is the go-around procedure itself. Missed approach go-around profile says simultaneously select toga with auto throttles. If full go-around thrust is desired, select toga a second time. It says if the missed approach procedure has a published missed approach climb gradient, full go-around thrust must be used. So there's 2 taps to the toga should you desire. Set and verify thrust levers. Desired go-around thrust. Rotate smoothly towards 15-degree pitch attitude. Select flaps 15 if doing a flaps 30 or flaps 40 approach. Flaps 1 if doing a flaps 15 approach. At pause rate of climb, retract landing gear, set missed approach altitude. At 400 feet AGL, verify or call for the appropriate roll mode. Verify route tracking. At 1,000 feet above airport elevation, retract the flaps on schedule. Set verify appropriate thrust. Retract flaps on schedule at the planned setting. At maneuvering speed for the planned flap setting, select an appropriate pitch mode. Engage the autopilot as needed. Continue climb as required. This also says roll mode selection, and the PMDG got this wrong. When you're doing an approach, you should get an LNAV in white down here, and it doesn't do that. So you'll see when I go full on ILS here, and we're all set up to do a flaps 40, it's wet, so max braking. You'll see that you don't get the LNAV here like you're supposed to, and when you push toga, yes, it will fly this procedure. It will activate the missed approach. After runway 31 center, you've got the fixes here for the missed approach. 318 tracked to 1100 feet, intercept at 150 degrees course, and then a 180 out to IGC Piatone hold. It will cycle and it will do all that appropriately, but it does not enunciate properly. You don't. I'm not sure I'm even going to get LNAV. I may have to activate LNAV. So it's not going to be armed. That's a bit of a problem. In real life, you should have that. This says roll mode selection. When a missed approach exists in the FMC active route, LNAV indicates armed on the FMA LNAV in white. It should be right here. If toga is selected, the roll go around track hold mode automatically. Let's configure a little bit here. Flaps 5 and set speed. The roll go around track mode automatically, can't do 2 things at once here, we'll just set target for now. Transitions to LNAV during a missed approach when the aircraft is above 50 feet RA. If LNAV was the active roll mode, then LNAV remains the active roll mode in case if you were doing an RNAV approach. So what we need to do as the pilot here, we'll call go around flaps 15 since we'll be doing a flaps 40 landing. At with positive rate of climb, we'll call landing gear up, set missed approach altitude. We'll set 2,100 here for the missed approach altitude. Unfortunately, our policy right now has us setting 0s instead of missed approach altitude on an ILS approach. And at 1,000 feet above airport elevation, we will call for and on speed. We'll call for flaps 5, and we'll just continue to climb out and clean up as necessary. So our checklists are complete. We are cleared to land. Our lights are on, and now we're just going to fly this approach and focus on this missed approach procedure. Pressing toga, auto throttles will stay armed. The autopilot will come off, so we'll get the warning. We'll need to disengage that warning and continue to fly the approach. We'll just keep configuring on speed here down to our approach ref speed. Got a little bit of weather, gusty winds, wet today. So we'll say we had a wind shear alert or something. Well, that'd be a bad example because that go around would be completely different. You wouldn't use one click of toga. You'd firewall the thrust and climb out as quick as you possibly could, nor would you change configuration. So we'll say we didn't see the airport at our decision altitude and had to do a go around. Or perhaps for that matter, we had traffic on the runway and we were directed to go around. But you can see straight ahead there at 12 o'clock, a bit of a rain shaft off the departure end of the runway. So we're at 1,000 feet, airspeed 131, sync rate 750.
Traffic.
You can see down here too, not only do we have the legs there, you can see on the display also what that missed approach course looks like in blue there, armed, ready to go. But we do not have that FMA annunciation. 500. LNAV should take over automatically, and I don't think they've got that program right in this. Approaching minimums, going outside. We'll just go ahead and do our go around right here. Go around. Flaps 15. Looking for about 15 degrees nose up. Let's not over rotate. Landing gear up, set missed approach altitude, in this case 2,100 feet. Hard to do when you do the wrong buttons. LNAV, we will engage because it did not engage. We'll follow that guidance. There's our missed approach, our acceleration altitude. Let's go flaps 5. Climb thrust. Let's roll the speed window up here to min bug up speed. Auto throttles are still engaged. We're level at 2,100 feet. Past the 5 bug. Let's go 1. Flaps up. Put the autopilot on at this point. Just like any other time, we are now clean. Let's clean up the jet. And of course, we're on the radio with Chicago that we went missed approach. They may very well say fly the missed approach procedure. If that's the case, we're doing it. We had to do a few more button presses than we should have had to. LNAV and also the speed. We shouldn't have had to have done all this work, but I think the game's programmed quite properly. So intercept out here, flying the track. LNAV is flying that arc. We'd go out here to IGC 2,100, climb up to 2,600, go out and do this hold. We can certainly increase the speed at this point. And perhaps Chicago gives us an altitude and a heading, so let's go ahead and do that. Perhaps a 150 heading to 5,000 feet. So let's go ahead and just keep on climbing up per their instructions. All right, I think that's all I can say about that. Hopefully that helps.